Welcome to MakeItRain.net. Today I'm going to talk to you about the top 10, the top 10 bad advices that you must avoid, People who are giving you this bad advice are often not bad people. They could be your family, they could be your friends, they could be somebody that you know from work and maybe a hallway conversation, and it's advice that is not conducive to your success, So number one is put money in the bank. Well, sounds reasonable, sounds plausible, but why it's a really bad advice. Putting money in the bank, 10, 15, 20 years ago, that time, bank was paying you maybe a couple of % interest over the year. This day and age, you get 0.05% interest if you're lucky. It's people will tell you, if you save $1, put $1 in savings account, by the time you're 28, 38, if you start, when you're young, you're gonna, make a few $100,000 or maybe a millionaire by the age 40, whatever, 50. That is not true. That is not true. That's a lie. Think about that. Banks have changed their rules. Banks give you less interest rate. Banks have become more volatile. Putting money in the bank and savings is like slow death, is what I would call it. Slow death. Why? Because you're not growing your money. But active money is the money that I use. For example, I invest money in different asset classes, invest in a business, invest in a, physical real estate asset, and you guys get the point. Number two bad advice that people will give you, and a lot of people will give you this advice, number two, is to invest in S&P safe mutual funds, S&P index, if anybody knows mutual funds. Do you know that mutual funds can also go up and down? It doesn't matter if they're made up of 50 different funds or not, or 50 different stocks or not. Historically, mutual funds are giving you 3, 4, 5% interest rate. You can grow your money tenfold, 10 times better in many other ways. I've been able to generate 15 to 25%, that range, 15 to 25% in the various asset classes that I have invested in. Number three. This is my favorite. Number three is a lot of people will tell you, well, if you wear nice clothes and buy nice expensive shoes or watches or Gucci bags and those Louis Vuitton belts and whatever, and have a nice car. I have nice cars. You can see I have a couple of nice cars that I drive or I use. But there's a way to pay for the assets. The assets pay for those cars. I don't pay for those cars. If you have those things, you're going to start to get business. You're going to start to get rich. You're going to start to get money. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. Okay, folks, listen to this. That's a complete lie. Why? Just because you have nice things, you may look more presentable, you may look well-spoken and vice versa, but that doesn't mean somebody's going to give you business. You're going to start to make money. You still have to work, have a business plan, have a strategy, have sales tactics and all those things, right? Yes, you want to be presentable, but if you have a certain amount of money, you can't afford certain things, wait till you can afford them. Don't oversell perception. It can work against you, Number four, don't borrow money from people. Don't borrow money from people. Wow. Are you crazy? How would you ever grow if you don't leverage money, if you don't borrow money, if you don't take loans? You can't grow. You cannot just produce money from the trees in the sky. You need to be able to leverage other people's money, whether it's bank money, friends money, family money, investor money, whatever that may be, hard money, soft money, this money, that money. Whatever money you can get to grow your assets, grow your own money tree is what you need to leverage. Your goal in life is to grow as fast as you can. Understood? Borrowing money is good. It's not a bad thing, Number five that I always hear is that debt is bad. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, because if debt was bad, then nobody could own a house, right? Nobody could own a house, right? Could you go to a bank and say, I don't want to take a debt, but here's, $800,000 cash? Nobody has that much cash. Some people do, but most people don't. There's good debt, there's bad debt, Good debt, bad debt. Get it? The point of repeating this is, remember, being able to differentiate what is good debt versus bad debt. Now, what is good debt? Let's give an example, right? You have a house and equity. That's good debt. Okay, your house is giving you something, right? It's increasing in value. You can expense on your taxes and so on and so forth, which would be a different chapter for us. But essentially, your house is a good debt. Okay, it also providing you shelter and all that. Buying somebody a diamond ring. You want to give your diamond ring, you want to give a diamond ring to a girl, costs like $25,000-$30,000. That is pretty bad debt, because when you go back to return that diamond, that same company will not buy the diamond for you for the same price. Think about that for a second. So number six, have wealthy friends. Well, let's think about that for a second. Having wealthy friends. Well, I have a ton of wealthy friends. I live in a 5-bedroom house. I have friends who live in 12-bedroom houses, 10-bedroom houses, 10,000 square feet, 4-car garages, multiple cars, multiple Lamborghinis, Ferraris, blah, blah, blah. I meet with these guys all the time at Cars and Coffee and all that. My point is, just because you have rich friends doesn't mean they're gonna give you their money or give you business, right? And that's what I mean by bad advice. Like, people just think that, oh, just hang out with rich people and you're gonna get rich one day. Well, no, if you don't put in your own work, you're not gonna get smarter. Having positive friends is better than having just wealthy friends. I have a lot of wealthy friends. I have friends whose problem is to give away money because they want to save on taxes and vice versa. But essentially, back to my point, right? Just having rich friends, it's not gonna get you rich, or it's not gonna get you to your goals in life. Okay, so just remember that. So number 7, be your own bank. Okay, so I had a lady recently. She came to me and she said, AK, no, I have $20,000 and I'm thinking, it's not enough money. I'm gonna wait till the next few years till I'm at $50,000, because somebody told me that unless you have $50,000, I can't accept you as an investor in my deals. Well, I mean, this is where I start laughing. And I said, her name was Liz, by the way. I said, Liz, I can take your 20 grand. I can give you a few $100 a month and use that money for my house investment or my flip or my rehab or my, buy and hold, whatever that may be. And she was like blown away by that. But the point is, she was waiting to be her own bank. Okay. And that's stupid, guys. You should not be waiting to be your own bank. You should be able to leverage whatever money you have, partner with somebody who could be a lender, or you could be a lender to them, and then leverage your money. Just because you don't have a lot of money doesn't mean you can't play the game. You can still play, okay? Now, number 8, okay? Number 8 is very critical, because this is an advice I personally got when I was very young. I believe I was 24 years old. I was about to buy my first house, right? And one of my uncles told me at the time that, you're crazy, why are you buying a house? You're a single guy, you just graduated, you have some money stashed up, enjoy life, maybe get married. So he said, why do you need a big house? And I said, well, why not? Because it's gonna grow more in equity, because single family houses, statistically, if anybody knows this history, grows more rapidly than townhomes and condominiums. But in his mind, he was giving me good advice, was really bad advice for me, because it discouraged me from buying a house. And then I ended up buying a house anyways, but if I hadn't bought a house, I would not have all those benefits, right? We talked about this, right? The house that I bought was $180,000. I spent another 20 grand to upgrade it myself. I worked on the house for a couple of years. That same house sold for $375,000 or $390,000. But my point is, if I had listened to that bad advice and not bought a house, I would be in deep trouble, because I would not have a place to stay. I would not be able to afford a house in this day and age, would not have the equity that I built, would not be able to make all this money. I would not be able to have those tax deductions and so on and so forth, right? I can go on and on, but I think you guys got the point, right? Okay. Advice number 9, okay? We're gonna go to number 10, which is very critical. You stick around for that, okay? By the way, if you haven't clicked subscribe and you are enjoying the content, please click like and subscribe. I learned the hard way that YouTube does care if you like my video and you subscribe and all that, so it's important. Point number 9 is, and I've heard this from my own family. My own family told me not to take risks. Okay, No, we don't take risks. No, we're not gonna buy a big house, or we're not gonna buy nice cars, or no, we're not gonna, like, open a big business. So you gotta be able to take calculated risks, guys, and take some risks in life, because no risk, no reward. If you don't go to gym and try new exercise, you don't know how your biceps or chest might turn out. It's simple as that. Same rules apply in business. If you want to break through, let's say your income barrier of 50,000, 80,000, 100,000. So you want to get to like 500, 400, a million, 2 million, 10 million a year. You must take some risk. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. You're staying right where you are, okay? Ask a person who's done it. Talk to a person who has started a product or an e-commerce site, or done real estate investments, or built a building like myself, and vice versa, and ask them, like, well, why are you telling me not to do this? Because have you done this? If they have never done it, they should not be the one giving you the advice, because most people who are scared in their own life don't want you to be the brave one. Number 10, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you guys. Number 10 is do what everybody else is doing, okay? That's an advice that I got, and I see people indirectly give the same exact advice all the time. So-and-so has a 7-Eleven. You should open a 7-Eleven. He's making good money. He's driving a nice car. How stupid is that? So-and-so has a Dunkin' Donut. Open a Dunkin' Donut. Now you're sitting in Dunkin' Donut pouring coffee for people. You think you're an entrepreneur, but you're really an employee, okay? I mean, oh, so-and-so is flipping houses, so go and flip houses. Well, I mean, do you know anything about flipping houses? You should never jump into something because it's hot, or it's catchy, or it's, flavor of the day, because that means you don't have a long-term vision. So do not do what everybody else is doing, okay? Be your own thinker. Think about what you want to do. Experiment with your own philosophy, your own thinking, right? Let it fail, and then figure out what happens after, okay? I thought of this idea for myself that, everybody needs taxes. Maybe I can show people how to save more in taxes than an average CPA does. That was my independent idea. I wasn't trying to copy to be a CPA. I was trying to be different. But I want you guys to understand this. This one takeaway is you are the CEO of your life, okay? What does you as a CEO want your company to do? Your life is your ship, right? So think of that analogy. You were the CEO. What do you want to do? With that thought, I want to thank you again for joining me. Hey, today I'm dressed casual. I know you guys gave me some feedback that I'm too formal sometimes. So I decided to keep it a bit more casual. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my conversation. If you did, press like, subscribe, and share. Share with people. So thank you again, and have a great day, and be successful, and take some risk in life, okay? I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.